That's right. That's what I like to hear.
That's it,
Let's
baby.
go!
MIBR to the T side. That's where they're going to start the party. And we got a second set of utility picked up right before it goes live.
Interesting. What is the strategy out the gate? T's move out. MIBR, again, we had that whole spat between Semler and Fallen, and we found out how much MIBR are really playing. Their practice stats getting put out there. Unleash coming out with a first kill for making his way for J-Hall. Stewie moving back on the site. Taco out nice and early makes this really strange for MIBR. Whatever their pistol plans were have to change now.
Nice and easy, no threats as of yet. I'm really curious to see if Twist gets one off here. Mayern, I wonder how much pressure he's feeling now that he's sat across from the best of North America. But they're not making moves. They are really letting MIBR work with this one. And that's beautiful, right? I feel like MIBR, they're the team who have set up this challenge. So let them open up shop. But Fallen's going to take the front. And Twist still tucked into this. I mean, oh, Mayer crouches outwards. Doesn't know that angle enough to hold him back. There's Naf in from above. And they get the best of it. 2 kills to 1. Retreat into the bomb site and lock down this 4v2. But Fur may have found a little bit of space to play with over at that A site. So let Fallen dump out this utility. Let that draw the rotation over, which you see in the CT floating in his spawn. But that's it. That's the duel that mattered. And Stewie picks it up.
Yeah, it's a good try. You know, give it your best shot. Coming into B, they knew that Twist loves to get into that corner position. Getting the trade was the most difficult part. You saw Fallen holding onto the angle, just expecting him to peek just a little bit, but he wouldn't give it to him. Bomb, will it get planted? No, not a chance in hell. Leash takes him out. 3 up for Liquid, 5 down for MIBR. An easy round here to start things off.
I like that there were layers with that one. You know, the 3 Ts at the bottom of B steps initially, that could have just been the all-in barrage. However, Fur nearly draws it over towards that A site, and even though it's worst-case scenario, Fallen still had the bomb in order to go for that 1vx. So MIBR had multiple chances at it, despite being in a disadvantage in all of those chances. It wasn't a flat-out fall. So into the second. Let's get it down and dirty. Deagle here in the hands of Fallen. P250 for Fur. Really little to work with.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have the bomb in hand. In the hands of Fur, that is, on A site. And we talk about Mayern. He came into the team, and in all of their matches, they played about 30 maps together. Mayern's gone with a 1.0 rating or higher about 9 times. We look at like Taco. He's gone over a 1.0 rating 15 times out of those 30 times or so.
Yeah, and those are 2 players who were not hired to do the same job.
They were hired for different jobs. So, as we saw from Fallen, kind of a measured confidence talking about his expectations from both these players.
Yeah.
And you can see why.
Easy cleanup. Nitro makes work of the MP9. KNG falls to the wayside. Team Liquid from the pistol to the 2-0 start.
Yeah, clean. Very little losses. Now, we don't know where the meta leans in 2020. We haven't found out on Vertigo if it's going to be leans towards the A site and that really messy post-plant situation that constantly happens, or if there's going to be a lot of executes towards B. We know Liquid have tried to incorporate it into their game plan to take on B as many times as possible, but the post-plants were the most difficult part. MIBR, coming in with new strategy on a very undeveloped map, can show us something new potentially at the B site as well.
Of course, those Betway live odds now skewed back a little bit with this round, seeing as it is the big buy. Rifles included. Lacking some substance in his firepower would be Fallen, but he's the man with all that utility. So make sure he doesn't go down early, or else it is nothing but gun duels for the Brazilians to try and break through with. But speaking of utility, look at Liquid dump the flames down here at the base of A. Flashbang to follow suit. Taco doesn't know if he's being charged down, so he's just got to give that up.
So this is really important by Liquid. They take a lot of control at A. They push to get information, and that's the only reason they'll be able to fall back. They wanted to be adamant, and all this while Twist has been on solo duty at the B site. He's lucky that MIBR haven't pushed up the steps, but maybe they're onto something. And look at these smokes. You can't ignore them if you're the T's. You're thinking these are popping in our face. They have way too much map control and information right now.
Yeah, and retaking this map control could net them that crucial 5 versus 4. So, of course, they're just going to let this smoke fade, but Stewie catches the kneecaps, and he takes down Taco.
Quick reaction.
But he doesn't fall all the way back. No, he sticks around for another chance at bat and almost toppling KNG. But he'll fall 4v4, and now that opens a door for them potentially to move up to this A site.
Neff is one of the shortest, smallest, and least intimidating guns in the game, but it is the MP9 at close range. It can put in work. We'll see headshot in, and Fallen is out. He'll turn the corner and look for more, but Fur is the one who wins that duel.
And a crucial one at that. That's the bomb being retrieved there, so thank goodness they had two players doubling up off short side. KNG is going to give cover with as little HP as he still has. Remember, there is Mayern still alive, but on the other side of the map. And seeing as he doesn't want to give away info, he's just going to wait. KNG, a bait, and a difficult position. He's stuck to the fight. Fur down, and now it's all on Mayern, but they still don't know. And they're going to tap that bomb. Solely focused over on ramp. He gets them both! Mayern picking up a clutch with the long B lurk.
All right, we've had a few matches in 2020, but none of them were on land for Mayern, so this is his first land stamp, and he gets the stamp of approval as well. That's a pretty nice 1v2. As you pointed out early on, he's the guy to come in as the linchpin of the round, to make that big rotation and pull off the 1v2 if he needs to. When you're looking at this, though, you think, okay, Fur's got to get his kill in the post plant. Liquid are getting these kills too quickly. He still comes in just in the nick of time to win the round.
Yeah, that was Liquid all over the A site.
Yeah, no, that's how happy they were when they saw Mayern win that 1v2.
Yeah. I mean, damn. And you know how difficult it is for him in that position, coming all the way from B. It wasn't just a mid lurk. He had to come from B site, Mohan. And it's got to be so tempting to just let off of the walk key to get in position fast enough, but he didn't do that. Never gave away audio cue. And now MIBR shifting that success right away here into round 4. They pick up the man advantage.
Yeah, 5v4 is a nice start. So from here, where do they go? There's a low buy here for at least Elite. She's only got the deagle. Everybody else has very, very decent weaponry. But they aren't fighting as hard for map control as we just saw. And instead, MIBR are taking their place on that A ramp, coming up nice and early. So we cross the minute mark. We're going to have a nade to help things clear out. And we're going to take a look at the live odds here, as Liquid are still highly favored over MIBR, but we definitely have seen some promise already from MIBR.
You know, those odds still skewed by the results of 2019. I mean, it's fair to say that Liquid accomplished way more. But here we are, Mohan. Fresh start. New year, new me. MIBR, 4 players grouped outside of this B bomb site.
Twist has been waiting for action for about 3 rounds now, so it seems like he's about to get it, too.
He's going to have that wall of grenades. We see the 3-piece go up, completely blocks off anything behind green. Twist's just going to try to get his eyes over it, but there is no angle for him to find, despite being desperate. So a couple off shots ring off, nothing connects. And now it's just going to have to be the full-blown retake if they opt to go for it. Nitro burning Mayern, that could be crucial. But Fallen's still playing this close green, and it's that pistol at the front of it. The rifles behind start to fumble, start to fall. It's a kill apiece. And yet now Fallen is the one to drop. So Taco, he's going to have to pull off another 1v2 for MIBR. He sees Nap close, takes him down, and the jump's going to cost him. Elige to pick up a clutch.
Tries to spot just for a little bit of information. If he got a name tag on Elige, he could have fallen back, maybe been able to drop in without taking the fight, and then had that come down to the last second. Instead, Elige picks him out of the sky, no problem. This was the difficult part for Team Liquid as well on Vertigo when they tried to reinvent the map a little bit. They found it difficult to pull off post plants. If we look at MIBR, they had a lot of advantages in that post plant. They had man advantage, they had Elige on a deagle, and they had the bomb go down without anybody in the site. So there was not a lot of information on where the post plant positions were, but Nitro's Molly as a zoning grenade was really good to burn out Mayern in the first place. That was probably used in tandem with a flash. And then everybody else kind of worked all of the default positions, these generators, to get their kills. It wasn't that difficult for them to do. You'd expect that to be able to do it again.
Yeah.
So what can MIBR do to make their B site execs a little bit different? Do they have to work harder in the post plant? Is it a situation like Cash on A, where if you just plant the bomb, you're just going to get retaken because it's too wide open? Do you have to push to what the truck would be? Do you need to get into their CT spawn?
Could be. I would have emphasized that post plant, but there was a crucial duel going down there between Nafly and Fur. You saw Fur over towards like the top of the staircase, Naf still in between green, and Fur had to cover the back of Fallen, who we saw in that huge position, tucked up next to the green box, making sure they couldn't actually get onto the bomb site. And if they had been able to maybe stick around a bit longer, then Taco could have been in a primed position as opposed to having to jump through that window. Who knows? Point being, we've moved into another crucial round, but Twists just blasts Mayern away. Hold on. Where'd he come from?
I don't know. That's a very big question,
I
Connor.
think that may have been a boost. That may have been a run boost from T-Spawn, the top of T-Spawn. They just threw him onto the stairs, but it doesn't matter because Taco throws them back up that A site. They already had a 5 versus 4. They tried to go one better, and suddenly this round gets turned right back on its head. MIBR have advanced positioning here in middle, but Twists takes down 2. He lines them up just as they hit this cusp of the mid push. And just like that, it's even keeled. They even have to go back for bomb.
Oh my god. Yeah, the recollection of the bomb commences. KNG picks it up, and in this 2v2, there is a lot unknown. This is going to come down to timing. Taco trying to play it carefully. Twist kind of wrapping around into mid, and it's unclear exactly how safe they'll be on this bomb plant with a retake.
Oh, they're so far away.
Yeah, they are actually pretty far away.
Days away.
Yeah, and who would clear Taco?
Oh, man. I mean, if they just double up on short here for MIBR, that's going to be a strong post plant. Bomb is for them. Anything coming in from mid or CT spawn would have to try and push this. MIBR have no reason to move. They just have to hunker this down. But KNG, he's getting a little frantic here. He turns away his attention at the worst possible time. That gives Twists another chance to win this round. He has all 4 kills thus far. And Taco, he's gone to the other side, so Twists is going to take the ace.
Oh my god, the defuse, a
It's
10-second. Oh, Naf clutches it. He couldn't get off it. There was no other option, and it had to be planted there. The post plant's a little bit weird.
Dude, it's planted for short. They could have literally gone shoulder to shoulder on short side.
Frustrated. Talk to him.
Angry. And they could have just worked that mode, but no. Taco tries to add this extra layer. Maybe he's worried. He's worried that they're coming in from the other side.
Yeah, looking at his migration
he goes
from
elevator,
where he starts the round off.
Elevator room through the new door back around CT, leaves KNG. You saw him turn his attention just when Twist came up.
To be honest, KNG is floating in a spot where he could take one fight and not be exposed to another, but instead was looking at an angle while being exposed to an angle he didn't need to be on top of that. So not only is the bomb not planted for Taco's last position that he finally chooses, but KNG on his own is in not great of a spot either.
We are 5 rounds into this first map. We've had 2 1 versus 1s. We've had an ace, and we've had these crazy post plants too, but it's another rush up through mid. Look how quickly they're into the elevator room. Nitro's coming back to deal with the backline, and he'll do so. But this does open a door for Taco to maybe drop bodies on this A site. He's calling for Mayern to come in on the plant, but he's going to have to be covered in the process. Negligible grenade, 20 damage, so what? Taco still looking to keep those crosshairs honed forward, but Naf, he just dropped that bomb, dies to the second player, so Taco with everything to do in this 1v4, and with so many people peeking him, he's done for. 5-1 Liquid lead.
This is when judgment gets clouded. You've got 3 rounds that you can point to right now where MIBR have an advantage moving into the late portion of the round. 2 of those rounds were just great post-plant situations where they pretty much played themselves. They could have easily locked down those frags or pushed it to the time limit, but instead ended up getting kills. Taco is on the receiving end of a lot of these situations. Once with the jump, that's a little bit unfortunate. But it is really a team effort to lose here for MIBR. There's multiple pieces at work that are all making slightly poor decisions that are resulting in these post plants that don't go their way.
I think if we were to contrast this to earlier, right, NIP, they had a lot of emphasis on the success of their boot camp, but it was once they were in the server, once they were within those hectic moments that things started to fall apart. And I feel like that's what we're seeing here from MIBR. They're clearly coming into this prepared. I mean, the pace at which they're playing, the success in which they've had with bomb plants, that's good. We give it praise. But it's those messy mid-round moments, Mohan, that really have cost them this 4-round lead.
Meanwhile, Team Liquid are putting the fun in fundamentals by just winning on these retakes, playing these 2v2s with just good communication, standard clearing, and taking their time, not making too much noise. So this is great practice for MIBR at the very least. I mean, Liquid aren't doing anything special just yet.
Ooh,
because they don't have to.
He knows Taco goes around that corner, fires a little preemptively, but he does have Nitro here to back him up. And considering it's just that one Krieg, there shouldn't be too much of an issue. Nitro tries to cover off his flank, but it's really Fallen who's made the difference there with the Deagle frag. Luckily for Liquid, here comes Nafly with the big green gun. Saves the round, saves them any further losses.
Yeah, so they can go back to it. We don't know what Liquid's response is going to be. We saw that interesting 4-man down the ramp setup where they tried to get information when they had the MP9 buys. We don't know if they're going to use that when they have a full buy with all of their grenades and all their guns. But it's something that could work if they know or they think that MIBR are going to rush B. That's not one of the safest things to do at the moment. But what's also working for MIBR is eventually getting up the B site. Maybe if they sped that up on a round where they thought Liquid are going for that A ramp control, they'd have a much better time of it. Twist almost gets caught off guard. There's like an opportunity there for Mayern, but he's a little bit smoke blind, and he can't get that angle that's just so juicy. And just through the rhubarb, we've got Nafly peeking over top of his teammate on top of the default box on B. Twist will now fall off. This is where they seek out the information. Interesting, again, to see Liquid leaving mid wide open. They're not concerned with it.
And I want to say that was almost abused a couple of times. I mean, there was one round where we just had MIBR flying past this position. And they've got the bodies to do it. Could floor it at a moment's notice. But Taco sees nothing, Mayern the same. And I don't blame Liquid, just kerneling up on their bomb sites, hanging on to this 5-1 lead. Twist just has that smoke in hand. That's a dangerous game to play.
It is.
When the Krieg could come a-peeking. But the server falls silent at the 45-second mark. Team Liquid about to hunker down. They know this hit's inbound.
Yeah. They really don't feel too pressed to make any moves. And once a certain amount of time passes, throwing these smokes is just, it's fair game. You don't even need the information. They've still got so much utility left over. Fur ends up finding a kill on the A side off of the Molotov.
Yeah, flushes one out of sandbox. Sandbags. Ready to tag the rest of this bomb site. It's really been Nafly at moments. I feel like he's had good line of sight, nice angles into the mix, but whoa, they're kind of clustered. They almost gave themselves there to the peak, but nope, Naf through smoke, takes Taco, does allow for Fallen to fall back, but it's that big flank. Luckily, Nitro deals with it. Only one kill for KNG, but the position it puts them in is fantastic. Man advantage, despite low health on both Fallen and Fur. Remember, Naf, a stiff breeze busts him over, and he's the last one up with the most valuable gun, so he's gone. MIBR, they bleed that round down to the nitty-gritty. They execute in the 30 seconds. And what's the opening? What gives them man advantage? Something as simple as mollying sandbags.
Yeah, that sandbox lit it right on fire. Yeah. No, but for real. He's not playing games. That was an easy, the Molotov that he can throw is from around the corner. Doesn't have to expose himself at all. That was just a risk that Liquid wanted to run by playing that spot. And MIBR capitalized, they move into the A side. It's really standard from there on. If they can find more opening kills, maybe they'll have a better time of it because they are getting the bomb down quite often, right?
Sure. That's one of those rounds that kind of, I think, reaffirms to MIBR that they can just play their game plan.
Yeah.
Because they waited until 30 seconds, and Liquid made no moves. Mid was entirely clear. Twist puts down a smoke preemptively at that 35-second mark, and they were successful over on A. So why not run that back?
Interesting to see how Naf moves around. This time he doesn't have an op, so that's something that's a bit different. He's joining forces here with Twist. Elige also keeping his eyes on mid. Has just tons more presence for MIBR over at A, but now that they're starting to see a few gaps in the defense early on, they're finding that they can get early presence here and maybe find a 50-50 engagement. Nafly, I don't know if he waved his gun in Mayern's face, but Mayern, he's looking for the fight. This SG, he puts the kill together, and he doesn't know if Nafly spotted him back, and now he'll find out that that's the truth.
Yep, but it's mid. Mid's what's under question. This is where the bodies are starting to fall from both teams because Elige hangs on for at least a moment longer, and he's able to get out of there.
We're back into the mid-round.
But they forfeit that B site entirely.
Yeah, but we can see where the T's eyes are set. 2 at mid, as we've got one loose. Mayern with the bomb, roaming a little bit. Very dangerous situation for him. Although we can see at the moment, he's not in danger.
Yeah, he's chilling.
You know, they don't know. They lack a lot of map presence right now. And they know that Liquid are going to get frisky. And they saw that they had done that in rounds where they had compromised, rounds where they had MP9s.
Fair, fair. Yeah, stark contrast between these rounds. I mean, we saw, personally, Twists going for that peek down B, losing to Mayern. What we didn't spot was Stewie's aggressive op duel over on A. That's what got them back into the 4v4 immediately. But they opt not to charge straight into a bomb site. Instead, they're going to play some games here, Launders. 15 seconds left.
Yeah.
They've worked middle, and look at Stu. He's screwed with no cover on that box. Bomb plant at 10 seconds is perfectly fine. They've locked down the round. This is inevitably going to be a 6-3, still to the favor of Liquid.
Yeah, Alicia's the boy genius, but he's not going to find a way out of this one. He'll turn tail and run. That's a round where they take a lot of time, obviously, but it's dangerous for Mayern because he can't safely get to his teammates. They've got to walk, they play it safe, and they're also waiting for pushes. He has a great gun. He's in a position where they might have pushed to, so they try to bleed it down, and you could be critical of the fact that they did take too long, but at the same time, you can see why they'd be very scared. They can be, and they end up making a great move at the very end there.
And there was still a mid-round moment where Liquid were side-by-side making plays, you know, still at least sniffing out portions of the map. Poor Mayern, he's telling his team, it's all right, take your time. But at any moment, somebody comes around that corner, drops him with bomb, and he's basically lost the round.
Yeah.
So a sketchy situation, but one that MIBR will still pick up. That's 2 rounds in a row as they cut the lead to 3.
Yo, it's great to see you guys. It's great to have a Brazilian fan section in the corner of every single event. I'm always so impressed with how far you guys come out for events, or whether it's just from your communities to come to the lands that are in the neighborhood, but you're always showing support, and that's really great. Now, we're just on the pistols here for Liquid. They've got Alicia's one gun, a lot of presence from the CTs to answer back. But MIBR have gone this far and not gone farther until, you know, we've crossed the minute mark. This is just standard practice for them. Smoke comes in and pops in their face, but it doesn't really matter to them. They know that Liquid haven't turned the corner that many times.
Yep, so let's see if these pistols can set up a leash. He is still holding on to a flashbang, so got to be cautious. But look at this short peek from Taco. He could topple this tower, a 3-man boost. And they're too worried about coming around that short corner until now. Taco does catch just the tail end of it. And Elige is still in the midst, surrounded by all these pistols. Taco taking down a second, but now it's just one player left. And Elige knows if he chases this 1v1, they're going to grab guns. Hell, they could take the bomb. But Fur gets out just in the nick of time.
Yeah, they get away. Bomb's going to get planted. No issue here. Naf can hold on to the op. I don't think they might search around, see if they get a freak kill, and they do find one. KNG gets his crown knocked right off. Elige will walk forward with 2 teammates trailing behind. In terms of kits, they don't have anything they can work with, but it seems like they are thinking about it, as we are still about 75% of the bomb timer up.
That one flash they still held on to, trying to use it. I mean, at least there's weapons here procured, and a smoke grenade down on the bomb. I mean, that just makes things kind of wacky. Burke covers it back. They are just going to tap. Twist tries to stick this. Someone comes rushing in. He can still add losses to the tally. I mean, with no kit, this round's already gone, but look at this, dropping all 5 players. All they were working with was the single Krieg.
Yeah, they did, and then they converted. They picked up the guns, and because MIBR ditched the guns to go for the other side, they gave up a lot of firepower, and then they came through with max losses. So this is a great round for Liquid, even though MIBR are able to take it. Now that we look at this first half in general, you'd say MIBR will take the wins where they can find them because they've had so much trouble. But here's another post plant. It goes their way, but only slightly. In terms of their buys, they're still good. They've still got bank left over as we try to round out this half into round 11. Do the math correctly. And
6 + 4. You don't have that many fingers.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take off my shoes.
This was the 3-piece. The old tower. And what's nice there as well is with that first kill, they spotted bomb. So they had that information. Then they take down Taco on the short shelf peak. They knew there's a 3rd player, but they knew that they could gain all those guns and bomb.
Yeah.
Props to Fur. You know, how often do you see a player maybe stick around for just a second too long? And I think that could have been one of those moments, but he tucked tail immediately.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the overarching strategy? It's one thing that's good that we like to see is that MIBR are winning when there's a mid-round situation, when numbers have been whittled down on both sides. In the 5v5s, they've also started to do a better job of opening up the round in their favor. Once again, they're taking the free information where they can find it. This is something that I felt like, in contrast to the first years, NIP just were not doing. They were a little bit more timid. MIBR showing, I think, a little bit more life in that regard.
I'd never expect less.
Taco, another opening kill.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah, that's to stop the A player. There's only one person there. Liquid don't scramble because they're kind of stuck in very difficult, intense areas. Nap, oh my god, what a confident peek by him.
It's the trajectory of the grenade. He sees the smoke go over, and the only place you can throw that from is behind those white boxes. So why not? Takes a chance and easy reward. Now not only a 4v4, but even health advantage. Taco swapped over to that AWP.
There's no ops up, and MIBR have like been known to lurk around the B for so long. They've kept even strength on the T side on A and B, so Liquid are naturally kind of scared of both, which it seems to be hampering their rotations a little bit. But now we're back into that kind of A exec.
Dodges the frag. Drop to 66. Fallen gonna put down another smoke just as that one begins to fade. Safely planting bomb. The CT's calling numbers over. Remember, Elige from the flank is toppled. Nitro's taking more damage in the meantime. They're calling for Twists to come over. He was trying to flirt it around with the idea of a flank, but ooh, wow. He's out. That's the saved call, and another round added for MIBR. They will close the gap, 6-5.
Yeah, that's so much better. And now that we look at the past and we think, wow, they could have won like 3 rounds early on too. They could have had actually a very, very solid half. At max, obviously, they can only grab 9. That'll still be really good if they can do it. Yeah.
What's wild there, too, is like the only casualty on that A site is Elige initially. Everybody else after that was just playing behind the utility.
Yeah.
Excuse me, was Stewie. Elige died on the flank, and I mean, that flank could have been the difference maker, but you saw the moment he went down, they gave everything up. But the only reason that nobody had gotten into the mix, into the holding bomb, was because excellent smoke grenade, all these banked frags off of the walls, looked good. MIBR, well-versed here in Vertigo.
Yeah, it's true, and it's great that they also are like taking time to work mid, whether or not Liquid want to pay attention to it. They also, Liquid in these last 2 rifle rounds have not had an op. Twist, incendiary bounces, don't know if it actually lands on the floor. That would still, yeah, I think it did. Wow, Stewie goes down again early at A. I mean, we're not even crossing the 140 mark before MIBR are finding these kills now, and it's been 2 rounds in a row on Stewie on the A site.
Straight out the gate as well. 2 rounds, Stewie's just had to play from the sideline.
Liquid are finding it difficult in these 4v5s to go and seek out information. They don't seem to be that aggressive.
Oh, Twist just peeked this now. Next time, there's already players encroaching in way too close. He saw 3 bodies, and Mayer, and he's going to create all the space his team could possibly need, but Nap with a double. That's such a crucial moment from him. He loses a ton of his health, but at least he's still close to the sights, and it's Fur with the continuous spray down to take him down. KNG ready, another crisp headshot, and another round for MIBR. 6-6, even clearing the board.
You have to appreciate how fast they move into B in that situation. Yeah, it's definitely looking like MIBR's communication is improving. Everything's gelling a bit better. They're acting fast off the 5v4, and they're making a decision, and it's not always the same thing. I can see why this game has been so hard to read for Liquid, and what MIBR have learned without even being able to see what we see is that Liquid aren't moving much when they are losing a player. So why not going to the execute? Why waste time and let it go to the last second like it has in the past, and allowed for some very sketchy mid-round.
Stewie's going to change portions of the map. I mean, luckily it works for him. He's still traded out. And they're able to get back on that MP9, but KNG comes in here to deny them anything else. Meanwhile, working up towards the A site's Fur, he's going to find absolutely no resistance other than Nitro on short. And with that CZ, should be a bullet to the head. Ooh, but he does get into round the cover. Taco's ready. The round's won.
MIBR are on fire, which is something that you didn't expect to see in this app, which is something nice to have in the graphics.
Props. Speaking of the graphics, nice new stuff here.
They're going with the that Into the Sliding Doors comic book vibe. And it's working. It's working. There it is.
Now we're talking headshots on headshots. You can really see MIBR's form starting to take control of the game here, Mohan.
Yeah.
I felt like the first few rounds, they were really sizing them up. Like, remember when we had to wait till the last 25 seconds? Where did that go?
Exactly. Yeah, things are starting to make a bit more sense. They've got a feel for the map. You know that they haven't played these. They probably haven't played against Liquid offline leading up to this tournament in scrims on Vertigo. This has got to be a pocket pick that they're throwing at them unexpectedly. So MIBR did a great job of just feeling out the rounds in the beginning, even though it cost them some wins, and are now actually taking a numerical lead in the half for the first time.
6 rounds in a row and gunning for some more, but at least Liquid aren't letting off this aggression either. We saw it with the half-buy last round over towards B, this time straight back at the A site where we have seen Stewie fall round after round. Man advantage now, taken by MIBR. Nafly alone here on mid, but Taco, he has slipped within this A play, fallen. Ooh, tough shot, but he hits it! Easy pickings.
You know that's where Fallen wants to be, right?
Yeah.
In the midst of the chaos, close quarters combat, that is hallmark Fallen.
They're going to plant their bomb off this. MIBR not stopping. This will be 7 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
From 6-1 Liquid to 6-8 here for the Brazilians.
Yeah. Very decisive. And they're being very decisive. They're getting the kills where they find them, and they're always winning these rounds now with Liquid saving with 2 or 3 players. Like, they're actually winning so dominantly at this point. There's not even a chance for those very sketchy post plants later on. Yeah, now it's just on to the save, and here's where MIBR get even more frisky. They're going to go out and seek out Team Liquid, knowing that they're playing back in their sights, and Twist might finally have something to do here.
There we go.
Early first shot, yeah.
Leads a helping hand. Nafly, I got to give some praise to in terms of Team Liquid. He's been throwing up frags. He's been rotating off of middle into A when needed.
Yeah, and yeah, I think it is a good time for Taco Chance. He's got 122 ADR on this map so far.
Yep, taking over the server.
Yeah, not even potentially counting this round. And he's the player that I compared to Mayern. It's like Mayern's brought on as a young gun who's got tons of potential as a talent. Taco knows his role, and he knows why he's on the team. And he still put out better performances over an average in terms of just pure fragging power,
yep.
or HLTV rating than Mayern has. So definitely just like Deb has been daddying him here. 3 grouped up from MIBR over towards the A site. Mayern once again, slippery snake has snuck into B under the stairs. No kill and no fight just yet. Twist is playing a little bit farther back. It's the same game that we're seeing every round. But why wouldn't MIBR go back to what works if it's a site that's been the most exploitable?
Yeah, especially in kind of this tempo of a round, right? We've seen Team Liquid get hyper-aggressive down B, maybe a couple of rounds, not even a handful. So, let this sink in. Final and 15th round of the half. Oh, Nitro can't even get back. He was banking on the fact he could run through the Molotov, lose half his health, but at least get out a piece of utility first. And he does neither.
Yeah, we got extra guac on Taco tonight.
Yeah. Here we go, tucked back behind sandbags. Now, if they just let these smoke grenades fade and then give Fur a chance to duel this bomb site, I mean, they've fallen silent. Look at Team Liquid questioning themselves here. Nafly and Elige both pulling back to watch middle right now. That puts Stewie alone in this moment, and Taco could possibly come walking through the smoke. Stu doesn't know. It's Fade.
Ready for that?
Yep, he's down. Taco, not going to find anything else, but that at least creates enough space for Fallen to sprint in with bomb, punch in the digits, and look to take MIBR to a 6-9 scoreline at the end of their T side.
How perfect.
But it's not over. With nothing to lose here, they are going to attempt one last retake. Elige can't connect his spray. Twist is going to try to throw out some smokes here. Block off line of sight. Naf gets one step closer, but Fallen misses the shot. That gives him a very real chance. With the bomb already halfway gone, though, time is the biggest issue. Twist gets just one, and he is down. MIBR not stopping. The Flames take over the server, Launders. In a row unanswered after the fact, and MIBR now with a 3-point lead as they start off the CT side.
We know where the MIBR fans are. Can the Team Liquid fans please, if you're in the house, please, for the love of God, make some noise.
Yeah?
All right, a little bit late, a little bit labored.
They're
Come on.
around.
You got lots of time this half. Please, make some noise for your team.
Let's go, let's go. Second pistol. Hot and heavy already. Look at that mini-map. Look at the stack of players over here on this A site.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mohan, what have you started?
Yes.
What have you done?
Whatever it is, I don't want it to stop.
Taco, the first one to fall. Twist. Ooh, he's up next, and Fur's gonna pop some heads here on short, but Nafly gets around on the bomb site. Oh, it's back and forth. Back and forth to the 2v2 we go. KNG holds the line. KNG drops bomb, and Nitro now has to clutch this out. He's got both of them turned, and oh, baby! Mayern quick 90-degree snap, brat, brat, and the pistol's picked up here from MIBR.
Put a lot of mayonnaise on that one. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Dripping.
baby. Yeah, that's
4-round lead, money right back in their pocket. And you know what feels real good?
What feels
is that
good?
all that momentum you established in the first half isn't broken up by pistol.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. No, no bomb plants there for Liquid, so no buy either. They're just going to chill on this. They have a single flash on Nafly, and for MIBR, they know they're going to buy up with a thought that they're just going to make as much money as possible. And that's a tough pill to swallow if you're Liquid. But this is the game you play these days. You don't get the bomb plant on the pistol round, you get punished hard. MIBR continue to be on fire. They also are paying a lot more attention to mid already than we saw from Team Liquid. 2 players here. As Mayern is the one who not only worked B on the T side, but has also taken the place of the defender on that side as well.
It's nice to see a little consistency between halves.
Count it up. The MP9 kills, $900 apiece.
Money, 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 money. But not too much. Oh, USP perhaps. Mayarn's on the other side of that window, wanting to get his cash injection. Just hoping somebody comes his way, but not to be the case. A little desperate boost here in middle. Twist does have the Deeg. They hope that Mayern would come through that windowsill, but not to be the case. And now they know where the last man's at. So Elige, his time is running out. They're going to go for the double peek, making the most of the money as MIBR get that 11-6 score.
The story of 2020 is going to be opening up map pools. You just can't get away with having a weak map pool if you want to be a Tier 1 team.
Yeah.
If MIBR wants to take any wins at big tournaments in 2020, they have to do it starting with opening up their map pool. No matter how hard it was to get on their feet on the map that they had already, they are too big of an organization with too much on the line, too much pride, too many fans to have a weak map pool. So it's great, again, to see Vertigo. And it's more practice for Liquid. It's a map, but it's a map that now Liquid know that they can't scare teams into not picking against them.
Yeah,
and now they know that they're going to have to fight other people on it. And here's a situation where they might take their first match on Vertigo in 2020 as a loss to a team that they are definitely greatly favored then. The last time they played together was in Blast LA in July. Before that, there was 3 other times in 2019. These guys barely ever lock horns. So this would be a great start, a fresh start here for MIBR.
Yeah, MIBR, a team that came to the NA region, took things over, pushed all of NACS out of the way to get what they wanted. Majors and a legacy started. Falling on rough times, but now maybe taking it back, at least here in this first map. Welcome to 2020, Team Liquid.
Yeah.
And I love that story we were talking about where, you know, this was Team Liquid's strategy in their final attempt at besting Astralis back in Bahrain.
They won it. They
What
won.
goes around comes around.
That's true, I guess. If this karma is real, I'm not sure. I don't have confirmation on that. If that's the case, then that's true. Up the B steps we go. Twist. He's playing like Mayern in that sense, leading up the B steps as he was here defending it just a few minutes ago. Coming around the corner, he's going to be the one elephant stomping across the site. Mayern takes advantage of that and will try to turn it into 2. It's Nitro to pull a bullet in his head and KNG's.
Big one from Nitro. He's the reason this bomb goes down, but how about taking it over the line? Oh, Vern! Not going to give him the chance. Quick sidestep and a spray off the SMG, doubling up the score of Team Liquid now. From 8 rounds in a row at the end of that T side to 3 at this start. Woo. It's hot.
They haven't gotten around since they were up 6-1.
Nope.
Not a single round just yet. We know Team Liquid have a T side, but they've got to give themselves a chance to play it. Here's one rifle round down where they'll have to move into another save. They haven't done enough here to build up a bank, so that's obviously great for Team Liquid. Nitro getting put down in the 1v2 once again, even though he did a pretty good job on the trades as they tried to entry onto the B site. Half-buy territory for Team Liquid. Armor on everybody, yes. Good pistols, yes. A couple of grenades, sure. Now they get one player off down early.
Meant to be that wall of flashbangs, but it's not going to hold much back. Naf, the only player with success here on these pistols. Excellent wall bang damage, though. He's feeling good. He gets the Deeg, and just like that, he's down to the 17 HP. smoke grenades really kill the momentum here, and you could see Team Liquid, they came charging, stampeding even, into the base of this ramp, giving away all the audio in the world. So they weren't trying to hide their hand. They put it on the table. So far, they've been spread out. There's Fallen continuing to topple, and Taco trying to keep his head in 2 directions. Takes a bit more damage and wants to get spammed back as Naf, but nope. Oof, close one.
Yeah, that was actually one thing. One of the best parts about the Team Liquid's T side, when they went back to working on their A stuff, they were doing such a great job of connecting bullets through that wood wall in the A site. So before they executed, they always had 40 or 50 damage on a few players who were defending. And that's really hard to play against, because you think that if you're going to start off the round and those are safe areas for you, you can stand there and wait. Team Liquid kind of nullified a lot of those positions before even entering the site. And we saw that MIBR did a great job of entering the A site, even without those spams.
True.
So we know how powerful that strat in general could be. Now we potentially might see something like that, because again, from what we last saw from Team Liquid, this was their site of choice.
Ooh, so many flashbangs again. This is going to be potentially consistent in the equation of Team Liquid's A hit. But that Molotov, that could screw Nitro out of this position. Nope, it's not going to spread far enough, so he'll be gifted a bit of space, and be cautious, Fallen. Oh. Yeah, caught, standing in no man's land. That's the 4v4 right back on the table. And Twist's curious. I would love to see this Twists versus Mayern B hit, but our attention drawn on both sides of the map because Taco's tucked himself into the sandbags just as the molly comes over. He can smoke it out, and he doesn't have to move. His teammates flashbang, meant to turn attention away, but there's so many sets of eyes here from Team Liquid.
Yeah. But just as you mentioned, they're drawing time. He doesn't have to move. The sandbags are relatively impenetrable. If they want to throw another Molotov, they can try to do that, but they're expelling utility to flush somebody out. Oh, wow, the CTs are getting more information. Taco makes his move. He goes 1 for 1 on the trades. KNG is back here with an AWP. He's a force to be reckoned with. He's nothing you can sleep on, and there are still 3 more Ts coming around that corner to try to look for a fight.
Yep, and the longer they wait, the closer and closer Fur will get. He pushes middle, drops down ladder, looks to get behind this execution at that 30-second mark. So the question will be, does he buy his time? Do they give up the post plant? Does he get caught? Maybe, but he survives the gun duel, so Nitro's just going to desperately try to plant this retreat if he can, which he will. Fur taken down, and a 2v2 ensues, but Mayern hot on the response, and Twist the same. Now repositioning back over towards short. Fallen. Ooh, he doesn't look. Wow, it's KNG dead. Easy.
Twist
Easy
had that play
peasy.
mapped out in his head, right?
Right?
He just decided, I'm going to move up here so quickly. I'm going to take my peek, even right when Fallen taps the ball. I'm not going to wait till 4 seconds till he starts to get suspicious of that big, of him patrolling between 2 angles, and just try to end the round early. That's a nice 1v1 by Twist. I feel like Twist has been waiting on the activation button all this while. You know, he's the type of player. He's not going to get impatient in the sense that he's disciplined. He's not going to make a move if he's not supposed to. But on the B site, when you're down 4v5 and he's working alone, that's an opportunity for him to take if he thinks it's safe to try to look for a kill. And again, MIBR have done a great job stat-wise of getting the opening frag, whether it's been in the first half or the second now. And that's a very difficult problem for Liquid. But if it's not Twist, I'm going to assume that he's going to start trying to work things by himself. Over on the B site, we've got a little bit of a pause called, as we can see from the UI. We've got a full buy here for Liquid, where it's very mixed. A semi-buy here for MIBR. Mayern has his full utility kit.
And that last round cuts the 1v1s into 2 wins apiece here between Liquid and MIBR. We had those clutches that came early in the first half. Well, let's see if momentum shifts off of this. Twist opening kill quickly. Maybe not anticipating Mayern, who holds off on the trigger. And with Fur getting that kill, Twist could very well call that this corner's clear. May not matter if Nitro decides not to go in on this.
Yeah, enough times bled down.
But damn, that was getting freaky.
Yeah. Stewie getting revenge on Taco. Just taking the cilantro out and the diced onions and diced tomatoes and throwing them on the floor. Pissed. He finally gets that kill. Taco's up like 4-1 so far, or something like that. Oh my God! Fallen finds an opportunity.
At a nice angle.
Elise just passing by. Didn't want to fight.
0 mid control. You can see Nav cautious of that T-spawn flank. Ladder could be compromised too. Mayern has retreated into the depths of the bomb site, of course, now trying to move his feet forward just before this hit comes in. Deep smoke, and he spots their heads. Goes for the spray down, but can't take down a second. Nope. Fur has an angle, but he misses. And Stewie, with such little health, is also able to just skate by into the bomb site. They will plant this bomb. And now they'll try to hold on.
It's like Flanders Fields over here on the B side with the amount of kills that have gone down already. A split up now from MIBR in the 2v2.
Timing is going to be essential. And Fallen, he doesn't see it. There it is. Okay. Okay, saving grace. But Naf, he goes for his peak. Separate 1v1s. Reload in with time. Smoke down. Now Fallen can go ahead and cross. Swaps to the op. Taps that bomb. Could very well look for the kill. A flashbang is crucial. Naf is just desperate inside of the smoke. And that's it. That's all he needs. Uncertainty in the back of Fallen's mind.
Oh, Fallen dies, loses the op. That's something there. A pretty good round overall. A decent attempt at the retake, though, from MIBR. Bringing it very, very close. They give it their best shot. Liquid are within 5 now.
Man, these rounds are these 1v1s are scattering my brains, Mohan.
Yeah, and it was so many kills that went down on B just kind of later on. Oh.
I really love being sandwiched between this.
Yeah.
Gets stomped out.
Pistols out. Early push here.
Hyper aggression.
Yeah, gives Twist the business.
Yeah, nothing to lose. Why not? Why not? We'd seen that attempt one time from Team Liquid CT side. The base of B. It's brazen. But it worked. Naf catches Fur on the lurk. And Stewie plants bomb.
Yeah, so he just walkie-talkies over, says the A site's wide open, go for it.
Clear for plant, over.
There it is. You get the fastest possible round off of that information. And there's an AK in play. They don't want to give that up. There's a couple of guns that they don't want to give up. But at the same time, if there's an easy kill, they'll try to go and attempt the take. It's kind of interesting because you're seeing a lot of Liquid in MIBR and vice versa. And you want to say, obviously, it's MIBR who come into this with a whole bunch of new data and information and thoughts about how to play the map. And probably maybe talked it over with Mayern and thought, like, here's a map that we could adopt. Ooh, after him coming off to play with Sharks. Wow, Naf. 3 name tags in just the waning few moments there before we switch to a new round. An extra $900 and a few guns down.
Yep. Nafly now tying Taco for kills. We saw in the halftime the in-game chat was lighting up. Nafly said, Taco, look me in the eyes.
Look me in the eyes, he said.
Yep.
Through the semi-opaque glass.
We saw the banter in the tunnel before the match went live as well. So I think 2 teams that are happy to be locking horns here in the server. Still a 4-round deficit to the favor of MIBR, but it's the momentum that has shifted. And here's an opening kill from Stu. Oh, could have been a second, but Fallen trades back through smoke. A bit of a saving grace there on short shelf, but Leash catching him.
Asking you shall receive.
Yeah, come at me. This is that Mayern versus Twist fight that I'm interested in.
I love this.
This could have been such a 1v1 in the first half, but Twist blasts him back, and that creates space now for the bomb to come to. Nitro, you see him sprinting over. Only one of MIBR's players here to try and get into the mix, and KNG takes a very passive angle that gets inevitably smoked off. So, nothing more for it.
This is exactly what I was talking about. Mayern just straight up out of bounds off of that kill, but it's more so like Twist waiting on a knife's edge at all times, just wanting to be activated because he's ready to fight. And because there's so many similarities in their setups, it's Mayern alone on B just like it's Twist alone on B a lot of the time. So if they find an opportunity where they know that the MIBR aren't pushing the A ramp, they're going to be light on players, or they are pushing the A ramp or playing majority on the A side because they've seen so much A action, then Twist knows that he could take a 50-50 duel. He's happy to do that just like Mayern was to him. But that's going to maybe make this map a little bit more T-sided. And it was Liquid who got that early 6 rounds. 3 rounds the difference, and Liquid's T-side is starting to turn up.
Yep, that's 4 straight from NA.
A lot of bomb plants as well.
Ooh,
Lots of money made.
Smoke there. I feel like I've seen a variation of that smoke grenade launchers that's a little bit deeper, that plays onto, like, say, the metal stairs, that allows for the player who tried to push past smoke to get around onto the outer shelf.
Yeah.
But this case, you see his feet completely seen, and he had no chance at surviving that.
I think also when
I wonder if that was off.
I'm not sure, but I also like when Twist doesn't have the best spawn and he throws his smoke. He throws like an offhanded one-way. Like we saw him catch KNG coming down the stairs off the corner of his smoke, even though KNG and Mayern had both made an effort to try to catch him. And then obviously Mayern killed him from his favorite position, tucked into the nook at the bottom of the stairs, halfway down the stairs. So now we've got another pause called. I don't know if this is attack. We're looking at Alicia's stats right now. ADR at 70. He's even on KD. And is there anything else interesting that we could talk about?
Sure. Taco's still leading the ADR in the server at the moment, hitting at 108.
Okay, who gets the Unsung Hero award, though? Where's
that would be Fallen with 25 enemies flashed.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
For context, nobody else in the server passed 11.
11. Yeah. He's up to 25, yes. And now we can see why he wanted to pick the map. Fallen, on the one hand, blast score of 81 in recent performances, just because of how much of a come up he's had. If in terms of his overall stats, he's teetering at very low in terms of his all-time performance. But obviously, what's most relevant in CS:GO is what's happened most recently, and that's the most pertinent thing. So it's really good that obviously for MIBR, if they want to start off this year strong, that Fallen's playing well because he does have a star player role. He's going to be opping.
Yeah.
Everybody else is equally as important in some way, but for him, there's just so much money invested into him every round. His individual performance can't lack, but it's great to see that his preparedness is coming through in these not team flashes, but flashes that are being used effectively.
These team play moments.
Yeah.
Maybe another unsung hero, perhaps, or at least a conversation we could maybe touch on, seeing as it was kind of the dialogue at the end of 2019 is Stewie 2K's struggles. We had him on an interview yesterday with the Backstage Access.
Yeah.
And he was saying, like, he took that break in between last year and now to kind of reflect. He just sits back, kind of lets it all sink in, and he really didn't like where he stood at the end of the year, and like he was very much fueled by that. Well, in this map particularly, we haven't seen too many big things from him, not these like super flashy, crisp headshots.
No, he's been
getting set up in moments, right?
He's
been at the front of so many aggressive pushes on the CT side. I haven't kept my eye on him here on the offense, but like his formula has not turned up here in Vertigo.
It's funny, we talk about him because he replaced Taco in terms of just straight up replaced him in terms of roles on MIBR when he joined MIBR.
Sure.
And here it's been Taco in the kill matrix who has just been winning almost every single time they step into the arena. Like over on the A site, Stewie was going for a lot of aggro pushes, as you pointed out, and Taco was coming out ahead. In terms of mechanics, I would give it to Stewie over Taco if I were to pit them against each other.
Sure.
But in terms of how well they both play the same role, I mean, maybe you're splitting hairs if you want to talk about who's better. They're definitely both intelligent enough or just have enough kind of court IQ, right? But in this map, Stewie has just been getting decimated, and he plays maybe a bit more aggressively than some would say. But I remember talking to him once at an after party where he was just saying, like, people tell me I'm an aggressive player. Sometimes they tell me I'm a passive player. I don't even know what my play style is.
Right.
His identity, he feels like, is being formed by other people's opinions, and that's an interesting place to be in because there's never been a year where that's been, or a period of time where that's been possible, except for most recently, where you've got like kind of so many articles, so many people all kind of connected
so much
and sharing their
noise.
Opinions. Yeah, and it could be, and it should be background noise to Stewie.
To him.
Exactly. And hopefully that doesn't affect the way that he plays. But we also know that Stewie is the #1 off-season grinder. He has played a hell of a lot of games coming into 2020. And that's going to be a meaty grenade. Oh, my God. And that puts Stewie into 11 kills already.
Yeah, speak of the devil. And
actually
he will deliver.
He's not going to be happy about that. He's going to be frustrated until his whole game is over and mad at himself for the beginning of it.
Oof.
Oh, okay. Of course.
Okay, we need a gif of that. Stewie's smirk after that anti-eco 4K. Like, don't worry, guys. We got, boom, Deeg in the face.
You're not allowed to be happy for too long. Yeah.
Poor guy. Yeah, that's a slap of reality. And same can be said for Mayer, and just tries to get away with his life, but no. Team Liquid off of the tech pause, fix their coach's mic, and they will now string together 5 rounds in a row.
Sometimes a few eco kills are really nice. Remember that interview with GSP's coach, with George St. Pierre's coach, where he talked about how once in sparring, a GSP got knocked down by somebody just before a fight, and then GSP said, "Yo, coach, let me fight him, And then his coach went up to the guy he was fighting and said, "Hey, let him knock you down because my fighter's got a fight coming up, and then he needs to be confident." That's pretty much maybe what happens to Stewie just now. He gets a few eco kills, maybe he'll start to feel himself and get back into the action, but he's just crossed that double-digit mark for what it's worth. However, starts off this round hot.
Yeah, super aggressive.
Even though it's
Runs
actually
into middle.
Liquid who are on fire for, funnily enough, the first time in this half.
So wild ride here on Vertigo. You know, what's crazy is we saw this kind of run of rounds out of the blue for MIBR, but Liquid could best it. They could go one better here. 5 at the moment, although currently facing a man disadvantage. And what scares me is this triple op setup.
Yeah. No, look at Fallen's positioning, though, already. He has more info than than Liquid did sometimes in some of those later rounds in that first half. So it was kind of disappointing how they dealt with it. This frees up rotations. They can answer towards B a lot more quickly. The thing is that the smoke wall comes down and the TT's protocols to always play behind them. So they're going to sit and wait. Stewie comes out, confident peek, opts through the smoke onto those sideboards leaning on the wall. KNG answers back, but it's still an opportunity here.
Yeah. MIBR definitely getting closer to this bomb site, and Team Liquid haven't been able to fall off. And it's not like there's some unknown flank to MIBR that they're very worried about, because Fur has gone all the way back around T-spawn. Stewie, though, he's waiting no longer. He wants to cut down these numbers, and he'll do exactly that. Taco has an upwards position, so really it falls onto Fur, and with Nafly playing with his grenades, that's going to put Nitro down to the clutch. His spray's wild, but still it connects. It's time that's the biggest issue. Taco taps it inside the smoke. No! Doesn't matter. Team Liquid keep this one rolling.
Yeah, just barely. And Stewie gets a couple of critical kills there.
Big ones.
We were ragging on him hard. I mean, he was definitely...
You think he hurt us?
He was shit in the bed.
Yeah.
He was not doing well. He was playing badly.
That op really coming to life there. And I mean, it was in such a crucial moment because you could see MIBR just like salivating, ready to chomp down into the meat and taters. But no, because Stewie bites back.
Yeah. They talked about him on the desk. And then he shows up in the server. Liquid are on fire. Usually only possible in SpongeBob SquarePants, but here they have won 5 rounds in a row. That's how they've achieved it, defied physics. MIBR are at risk of just getting tied up with. Once again, they don't want to give up that lead one more time. Woo. Not in this critical territory of rounds.
Go dodging bullets here. Feel like it's been pretty even in terms of the wallbang spam so far.
That's true. I feel like they've been, actually, Liquid have been quite timid in that regard coming up the ramp. They haven't done as much as they used to.
That could have been it. Deagle was ready for the peak, ready for that fallback. Stewie at bat with the AWP. Just going to let the rifles do the work, make mincemeat of MIBR. And this, Launders, is what's going to tie us at 13 rounds apiece. Team Liquid keeping themselves on fire, winning 7 rounds in a row if they close this, which they will. Mayern's only defense, a temporary smoke.
And you know what? Nitro was put in 3 1v2 situations in this half. Not really winnable ones. That last one, though, he put together. That was impressive. Great spray control with the SG on that one. 13-13.
How quickly the lead has fallen apart.
I'm so happy to see this. I mean, we just really didn't expect MIBR to come out swinging, and it's so great that they had this very interesting veto to kick things off just for Blast Premier. Feels so good to be casting this Tier 1 CS here on LAN again in 2020. Is that not a great grenade? It just lands below the railing, huh?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
A bit off the mark.
It was within vicinity, Give him brownie points for that.
There are no participation rewards here, Mohan.
Yeah, maybe that's for the best, actually, now that you mention it, now that you say it like that. You're right, corner.
AWPs have kind of change the narrative.
Ooh, okay.
But this is not the first 4 versus 5 Team Liquid have been on this T side, and still they've won rounds. So MIBR, don't let them out. Don't let them in. Deep Molotov is going to disable any sort of an elevator peak. Actually, no. Fallen puts the fire to his feet still to come in with this. But first, tucked behind the wooden box.
Interesting.
Elige tucked, sees the shoulder. Remember, first position unbeknownst to them, so Fallen very much playing the bait and switch, but it's not successful. At least he can come back in with yet another kill, and there it is. MIBR across the kill feed, ready to stamp out the flames of Team Liquid.
It can't be stressed enough. That's an amazing trade from Fallen. Elige was just going to go for the spray transfer, crouch right off of that, and Fallen hits his head right off. I mean, maybe it was his upper shoulder. He's barely showing anything over the top of that box, and he takes him out. That was so important that he got that kill. Obviously, everybody chiming in for the total orchestra of a round win for MIBR. Nice and quick. Once the action started, it was within 5 seconds that everything ended as well. The T's take a timeout, and as they should. 14-13 here as we move into the last few rounds. We're now in round 28 of this map. It really didn't feel like it was going to get here when things started off, and then when MIBR took it back. To see Team Liquid come back on this T side, it's hard to say who's going to win this map, but anybody could win. Any small mistake could make a difference.
Yep. I mean, it's really been the tale of the T sides. Each of these rosters stringing together a successful offense, but at this moment, this is what's funny, is MIBR winning that last round is what keeps them from tying Team Liquid at 8 T rounds apiece in a row. So, you know, if this is it, if this is when MIBR has just figured it out in round 27 to close this 16-13, then I feel like that round is an analogy as to what could come.
Numerically, it says something. I'm liking MIBR here because their CT sides look like they have more outs to win. They're being more adamant to get information in the mid-round when things quiet down. They have great lines of sight. Fallen getting that op kill, I think, was kind of hallmark to the half so far for the rounds that they've won, where he's just like, he's winning the duel versus the op. He's the one who is getting peaked, which is the position he wants to be in as the CT, and he's getting information on A for his side of the map so early. The rotations that we see in between the map are so much faster because of it, and that's allowing the whole map to get freed up on top of him getting that opening kill.
Well, here we go. Potentially 3 rounds left. Again, we're going to swing these ops around. Stewie watching for any kind of A-ramp aggression. Naf very passive here, but of course that throws into question. Did somebody play across that? Did somebody go down ladder? Questions he'll have to ask himself, and he even falls downwards, potentially to check. Fallen drops Elige, and it's not the first time Fallen's picked up the 5v4, but Stewie turns his scope away at the worst possible time. Good assistance here from the flashbangs of KNG, and MIBR, it's not like they're going to pick up one of these kills and then fall back. No, they stuck around for long enough to go to better. Dismantling Team Liquid's setup here at the base of A. Leaving them scratching their heads and desperate. At the 50-second mark, they'll fall. They have a smoke, a flash, and 2 mollies. Both players here on the cusp of the site. Twists should have died, but he'll be given a warning shot instead. And a molly that's not going to give KNG another angle. Fallen's being teased by these peaks. 30 seconds. If he can just continue to burn down this clock, then the rest of his team will rotate over before that bomb could ever go down. And he's going to hit a point where he could even just gamble his life away, really hammer the nail into the coffin. He finds the back of Twist turned, and he wants more. 3 kills for Fallen's op here, really taking the server by storm. MIBR secure 15.
You know, it's always tough when Taco's showing face like that as well. And the rumblings of an upset have turned into tremors. We're not quite at Quakes yet. There's still a whole series ahead of us. But the fact that now we're on match point of the map pick of MIBR, the pocket pick, that says a whole lot. And oh my God, Fallen has been so good from perched up on this position. It's been his watchtower, and it's been critical. And I've been critical of Liquid for not having gone for as much information as he has.
It was through the tarp.
Yeah.
Mohan, I had just said like 2 rounds ago, in terms of that wallbang duel, you know, even kill. No. That one frag, I think, tips the scale. Because you saw how desperate, or how, not desperate, but how forced Team Liquid felt after losing that man advantage to continue up A into what was the 3-man Venus flytrap.
Yeah, look at this Taco, 101 ADR.
Yeah.
Taco 101. It's time for other people to take notes, okay? Taco no longer needs to take notes.
Crazy. 23 kills for Taco and Fallen. Kanji as well there. Flying high, feeling good. I'm really curious to get these players' thoughts after the map. I'd love to know if Team Liquid really kind of saw Vertigo coming. whether they considered it a possibility. This map not done just yet.
Such an easy round.
Everything invested for Team Liquid. All that they could scramble together. And it's not the best looks for them. Still, numbers at least here at the top of middle. It is only Fur at half health, now bolstered by KNG. They're going to go for this boost. If the T's get really aggressive, they could put the defense into an awkward spot. That's a hell of a shot from Elijah's sidearm. And KNG, who had just gotten back into this corner, is now going to be interrupted by a smoke. Ooh, a second from Elijah.
Kyoto!
Now Twists, he's got one in the mix, but it's a 3v2 regardless. Twists, he's even going to go one better here, really fast-forwarding his position into the B bomb site. Throwing down that molly is going to tell Fallen that he has crossed already. Twists, in fact, he's just going to go ahead and prioritize plant. This could be taking us to the 30th round, and Nitro's lurking mid. That should finish it all. Fallen creeps back into the spawn and lets this map go the distance.
Wow, we were actually taking it that far. Yeah, Fallen, I mean, if he doesn't save this up, will they even be able to afford one? I mean, yeah, I guess reasonably they could. They've still got a stringy buy at hand potentially. It's just like, there's no chance. It's Liquid to be able to win that round so confidently. There's no chance. And with that round, Elige goes into a positive KD. He gets the 2 duo kills that are straight up fascinating.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if we were going to praise Fallen for his wallbang theatrics, well, that's an Oscar for Elige.
Yeah, what a performance. And I don't think he was faking it. He's got more to show.
Let's see these acts of God.
Just nasty. You love that. Fur's the one who takes so much damage that he gets boosted up, even though he's played there before, and that's just a great flick.
You know, some Deagle shots are just... Ooh, you see that?
You see the cheats in his forehead?
Yeah, I saw it pulse,
man. He just activated the gun with his eyebrow.
Oh, man. That's nuts. To think as well, it's not... You know, some Deagle shots are just good crosshair placement. Those were sick little flicks, and Stewie 2K takes down Fallen to start the round.
Wait a second. I want to know what that means.
Yeah. What'd you call me?
Fallen's out. Fallen was critical. They know this. He's been the tormentor at A. Stewie feels way better knowing that Fallen's dead. He's been the guy to just kill him over and over again after he's basically passed the torch to Taco, but now Taco's the one with the op as well. So it'll be round 2 here on the A ramp. This is interesting. I like that it ends here or potentially continues from here.
Timing.
Ooh, it's not been his friend.
Stewie has to keep this scope glued to the left side. I know he's cautious of a short shelf peek, but here's Taco. He's going to take a little bit of damage through the sandbags. There's a big clash set up here on ramp. Stewie's giving chase, and it is Liquid to come out on top of it all. KNG 1v3, nothing to lose. He is all in towards this A site.
They beat their biggest demon. They finally got up the A ramp. They get into the site, bomb down 3v1. KNG, you would think no way in hell.
Yeah, but this man is made of magic, and he's wielding his wand. Dodges that first flash. Smokes begin to fade. How in God's name will he unearth these 3 Ts from their post plant? Missing the first shot's not going to make his job any easier. And down he goes. Team Liquid forcing it to OT.
MIBR need to take this map. We're going to OT. The map's not over. It's extremely discouraging if you're MIBR at the thought that you have to go to OT, but they have to take it. There's no way they're winning the series without this map.
You don't think so?
I mean, when we get there, I'm going to pretend like it can.
Right, okay.
This is a very important map for them.
Yeah. Man. Everybody take a breath.
Nice. Yeah. Oh wow. So I mean, you can understand why they're tense. I mean, that's a.
You don't want to be a team who contended for the very best of 2019, walk into a fresh year, and then lose to what could be potentially at the end of this series a bit of a gimmick pick. But no break, no real chance to catch their breath or wipe their brows. Mohan, I'm aroused. It's overtime here on map 1.
Yeah. Okay. A little TMI, but it's cool. Another boost. It's a fool me once kind of moment. They can hard clear Fur from this position. I think they boosted the second time because he was low. They're going for it one more time, but he just gets, I guess, like a little bit info early. Oh, KNG is going to be the bait here.
Oh, dude, collateral?
He'll take
if somebody peeks,
any
that's
shot
collateral.
fall off. There's one shot. One down, Fur up top. Flash comes out to move him off of his angle. It's an okay nade. 15 damage. Could have been better. Tough one to nail perfectly. And this is the response we want to see, right? Moving in a pair. MIBR are looking to retake map control. Stewie's got an opponent. He'll take one out, but he's got help. However, it's the smoke that allows him to get through KNG. Well, finally, just as Stewie tries to splinter cell through the smoke, end up getting shotgunned with that op.
Ooh, Nitro hits Naf in the feet with a Molotov, but it's not going to affect the bomb site all too much. Fur could have just spotted that Shadow. There was 100% a Shadow seen, but Nafly still pushes one deeper. There's fire all over this bomb site. Everybody's taking damage on the side of Team Liquid. And KNG catches Naf midair, but Nitro swings it back. Can he win this 1v2? This is like the 4th or 5th time he's been in this position. He sees it and he takes him! Liquid opening up overtime with a 16th round win.
Losing on this half. I mean, you know, they need every single round, obviously. I think things will start to taper off for both halves because there were clear faults, and then there were like great starts followed by lackluster performances afterwards. I feel like a lot of lessons were learned in regulation is what I'm trying to say. There it is, KG playing this round nice and easy. He played so well here, only to get 1v2'd by Nitro. It's 4 1v2s that he's been in.
Something like that,
2 of which that he's won. Great to have Nick Nitro here in the clutch.
Damn, there's no letting off. Alige goes to the top of the ladder, and the timing on that duel for a terrorist to go up ladder into position compared to the CT to push in through doors, like that gives him such a little chance to prepare for the fight. Yet Alige still bests him, loses more than half his health, but they'll be content with this 5v4 nonetheless.
Yeah, 5v4 is name of the game here. Oh! Chance dropped. No damage even to show for it. Oh, how much will they peek him? They've got players on both sides. They're ready to tag team, but at this point, I think Liquid are done with this duel. Or are they? Nitro. Backlines here with the SG to cover whatever Stewie's not watching. The kill is answered back, and MIBR can be less curious.
MIG, LMNOP. At this point, make it up. Liquid's got ground to make up themselves. They've lost so much health in these duels. But MIBR have lost utility, and 2 players on the flank. Not 1, but 2. Half of MIBR behind, and they're going to see so many players all just setting up their execution. KNG drops the double. Still, it's even. Bomb thrown back down. Twists now 1v2. He's seen Nitro do it just a round prior, but 20 seconds left, and he needs that bomb, so he sprints. And he's gonna find it. Nearly no contest, are you kidding?
Bullet!
Through the box and back to the site. But Mayern's tucked himself behind on shelf and twists. 10 seconds, caught off guard. MIBR tie it at 16 apiece.
Loving these storylines. Mayern versus Twist, Taco versus Stewie, Fallen versus the world.
God.
This is so fantastic, delivering on all fronts. This is just about who can keep it calm the longest. And you can see these are consummate professionals on both sides, but King Vito, he is the man. He is the man of the hour in OT. He is getting absolutely nuts now. I don't even know if this is his peak, and we know that it isn't. KNG can be the star player of every round for an entire map and an entire series and an entire tournament sometimes.
Let's go. No pressure let off here at this A site. Immediately back up ramp through the smoke grenades with the flashbangs. We've seen it on their ecos, we've seen it in full guns, and now we've seen it in OT as well. But down goes their mid player. Team Liquid all in on ramp. And KNG's already back behind them. And the thing is, at a minute 20, he doesn't have to activate. He can cut them off. There is zero way for Team Liquid to get anywhere other than this A site. Yes. Oh, but that's gonna help. That is surely going to help. With the rest of the CTs on the other side of the smoke, that one frag is what enables this bomb plant. And suddenly MIBR go from locking down a flank to being smoked off on flank with so much space to still make up and a man disadvantage. So they'll cross their fingers and try to get back into this. Nothing to lose except for Fur, who's gone down off the top rope. Mayern toppled next, and KNG slain as Team Liquid remain in the lead at 17-16. 2 T rounds in overtime is great for them.
Yeah, no, they'll take it. I mean, I feel like anything numerical at this point, because it's hard to say like who learned the most out of the first or both halves, because they both had these weird starts and things changed a lot as the map went on. Look at the kill distribution. It is so even across Team Liquid. 25 to 22 is the spread.
The wallbang kill. I personally, that wallbang frag changes everything.
This
for me.
is what Team Liquid were great at. It's actually what Stewie was especially great at on the A site takes on Vertigo. And it's interesting because when you pointed it out earlier, it felt like they were not using them enough. In fact, we look back at Vertigo in general, there's just been situations where people get up the A ramp, they stand there for 40 seconds spamming through the walls, trying to fish out a kill if possible. Stewie tries it once and gets a kill. Why wouldn't they be working it more often? Now, Fallen can't stand in that spot comfortably. That makes things a lot more complicated. You can never rest when you're on the CT side, and that makes it a lot harder to win the duels you're supposed to win. Keeping the other team uncomfortable is this kind of intangible aspect to Counter-Strike that's really important. You know, throwing a flashbang just to let them know you might have presence, spamming a wall just so they can't feel comfortable in their favorite spot. Well, these are the things that define Vertigo, especially for Team Liquid on their wins.
There we go. It's all in on B. KNG still left to flank. Twists up close, deals with Taco, but Taco still does drop the first rotator at least. Here come those Molotovs, meant to flush the terrorists out of this bomb site. So many bodies stacked up in such a tight position. It's ops v ops on each side of this, and Fallen is going to extend the gap between the teams with another frag at that. 4 versus 2, and they lock down this B site in the post plant.
Huge approach here from MIBR to take the site so quickly, to get up into Twist's face as he was playing passively, expecting the round to be a lot longer. And then once they got on, they had such a good post line. It's very solid. Even though Nick had thrown that same Molotov that he's been throwing, Nitro, excuse me, onto default to flush out Fur. He moves into the first generator position. Taco does a great job on the entry, just being a Baneling, running in, exploding, taking one with him. Everybody else has this very core, tight operation where the op is the line of sight around the generator. The smoke is on the left side. Everybody's getting funneled into the same spots, and it just leaves the op to be the king of the round, and in the easiest, most comfortable way possible.
Yeah.
MIBR now have another strategy that they can put into play.
Man, we've had like 4 or 5 ops at times, and now there's just one. Fallen, the only man equipped with a cannon. Can Liquid still handle it? Well, they've foregone mid, and Fur will waste no time getting into the mix here. They're gonna go ahead and start jumping through window. Bomb is at the base of B. Molotov extinguished, and they're just gonna try to replicate the events of the last round. Twist now falling down off of the boards, and the Liege with Napfly taking 2, at least keeping this one even. Look at the HP for MIBR, it's low, and Fur taken down. Liege now still by green, and he's calling for this flank to come up from Stu. That's bomb, drop, and Fallen nowhere to be found. A 1v3 attempt cut down to the 1v2 with more than 50 seconds still on the clock.
This is where we get into sandbox mode for Fallen. The god brain of Brazilian Counter-Strike. Here he is in the 1v2. 45 seconds left over. Team Liquid know that they, just to mirror Moses, can't camp the bomb.
Nope.
They have to wait, but they can only be so aggressive. They know Fallen's got an op. He's
he did this
clearing
last
the angles up. Here he spots a player. Elise comes back into focus. It's hard to make him out. Elise just barely passes by the grating. That might be the only opportunity he gets. Smoke plumes in his face. They know where he's approaching from. He can't reinvent that. The bomb's just dropped on the other side of it. He's going to try to collect. He does, but he still has to work into the B site.
He's going to dodge some shots. He's going to have one more chance at this. 10 seconds left. Thinks about maybe switching to the Krieg. Can't get his hands on it. Awkwardly at 6 seconds. Now it's just frags. Just frags, his only chance, and they're going to hide from him. Played with until time expires, and so does he. Team Liquid 18, MIBR 17.
We could talk if he had gotten that first kill. Like if he had hit Elise through the grating, then maybe we're onto something interesting.
Yeah. And that's
very interesting.
Last time he was in a 1vX attempt in that same position, that's exactly what he did. Smashes somebody through the floorboards, gets up onto the B site, and just the pressure that sinks in after losing a player like that, could have been enough. But here we go. Team Liquid securing double overtime at the least and a win if they close down this last round.
That was great. You saw MIBR tried to copy and paste that strategy from the last round. This time they'll change it up. Taco, he is absolutely steamrolling onto the A site, 5v3 already.
And he's just gonna keep on going and keep on going. 3 kills into the A site, but they don't know about Nitro. He has been left to his own devices, with Twists having picked up a kill and him now knowing that there's a back turn.
If he plays it carefully, he knows, and they haven't cleared him just yet, but the bomb is going over towards B. Mayern has made his way clear. That's it.
Mayern did it. It's not a flashy highlight type moment, but now Nitro's position known. They get gamed on that A site. You'd think Taco's leading this charge, just gunning down players on the A site.
My God.
I mean, for him to have that level of confidence on an entry, fantastic.
Yeah.
But MIBR double OT.
God forgives, but Taco doesn't.
It's like, what? Of course. Let's just, a thing of beauty this must have been. Catching Elige with a nade out.
Enormous. Elige was such a key player in that last round as well, and all the rotations, they're just left a right.
What is this guy doing?
Yeah, that is rough. Through the
Yeah.
smoke. I think that's what they needed to do, man, because they got dominated trying to copy and paste that last strategy on B. And so they didn't want to go back to that. They don't know. They don't have a very good T side. It's just like kind of good,
Sure.
but spotty. So here's they try something new, and they're not respecting a smoke that gets popped in their face every single time. They throw caution to the wind a little bit, yes. He could have died, and the whole team could have looked stupid from there, yes. But they also had the out of Taco trying to entry, Mayern over on the B site to try to recollect the 5v4, and they have been successful at that in the past as well. So not fully against them, kind of throwing caution to the wind, even though it's such an important moment. Run boost is out. Mayern, he gets the kill off it too. Twist head popped off. His main enemy is gone so fast. They execute that perfectly.
Mayern just flies through the skies like an angel of death. Twists never saw it coming. And they haven't pulled that out since like the very beginning of their T-side in regulation.
Wow. And it didn't work the last time.
No, Twist was already in position. Mayern just gets splattered like a bug on the windshield last time. Not the case. KNG sees the feat, can't stop Nitro from at least responding with 1 kill, but still, MIBR, they're in a great position.
It's been a long time since anyone's been on fire, and that's because obviously this is in the second OT Elige.
Well-timed smoke.
They can't
Very
push through
well-timed
this?
smoke.
Will they even care? Yeah, they're waiting. He's got too many opponents on the other side of the smoke. We know it's Elige. I don't think that matters. Though, we have a new fighter joining in, and it looks like MIBR still want to try to bully their way into B.
Hey.
If this is an execute server, this 2v4, this would be standard practice. There'd still be a chance here for the CTs. Damn. But now they start to rethink themselves. The smoke comes back. Maybe their attention will be turned as well.
Big-brained. The waiting game is the way MIBR are going to slip away with this. I mean, at least they'll find the plant. A Molotov down on... Oh, he stopped it!
4,
Taco
3,
has no time!
5.
That's sickening! Easy peasy, nah fly. Crack of the neck. What a way to stop it. It looked like they were gone.
It was speechless. What a ridiculous round, too. Here, Mayern coming through the run boost. Easy kill on Twist. That's just to kick things off. 4v2 in this situation. Time is below just hitting 5. There's no chance to replant. Molotov comes down just to put salt in the wound, so they can't even give it a second attempt. And Nafly absolutely nails his prey with that beautiful off shot. 22 to win. 21 to tie and go to OT number 3. I wouldn't be mad. Getting a headache from all this yelling. This has been such a crazy, crazy map so far.
Is this really the first map of 2020 for us, dude?
For us,
Have
yeah,
we, like, I think it's all downhill from here. I mean, it must be.
Maybe.
We'll find out This one not nearly over just yet.
Stewie's seen this before. They've seen Taco bulldozer right through the smoke. Probably a little bit wary of that. He'll play it back a bit. They've got this kind of like a triangle defense on the A side. One of them's a rotator. Stewie drops an op shot. Maybe went through the floor. I'm not sure. It seemed like it was almost perfectly on him.
They still haven't checked Nitro. There he goes, off the flash from Elige, but just one. That could have been so much
Worthwhile trade. Worthwhile trade.
For MIBR. Still, they'll hold and split their forces. 2 Ts apiece per bomb site, but Elige is coming around the corner. A wild spray, at least maintains, but he does see Fallen with bomb.
And once again, Mayern is making the info play. He's gotten onto the site. Stewie's moving over fast. How far does he think Mayern's gotten? He is in your spawn, brother. And KNG is picking up the pieces. Napfly goes down on the rotate as well. Not a chance. Mayern has been so good on these informational plays. You have to give him credit. He really struggled, I think, individually to keep up. He's starting to keep up in that regard. We looked at the kill count from Team Liquid. Just as kind of like a cheap way to look at how good people are doing. Just the KD, just take a look at it. The kill distribution was so tight. When we look at MIBR, and Mayern was the only one lagging behind. As this game has gone on, he's gotten, I think, more and more audacious, and more confident. And that's huge because he has to make those decisions alone.
And now, I mean, Team Liquid looks scrapping together what they can for this. Stewie 2K's a glass cannon, MP9s, and lackluster nades on nearly all. But Elige isn't going to shy away from the forefront of this A site. Naf picks up a kill crucially over towards B, but that's just one player, the only player at the base of B site. Mayern's been there alone, round and round again. Stewie's just so exposed, and he never thought of turning attention. Nitro caught with nades, mistakes being made by Liquid, giving a chance at MIBR to get back into this, but it is still 3v3. Everybody's in the same position now!
Oh my god, what?
He just runs right through! And Team Liquid!
Stop! Come on, man! What the hell?
What
is that?
2 on the CT side, 20-19.
We have a job to do. We're trying to figure out what's going on, and this crazy shit keeps happening.
Oh, man. Balls to the walls. Balls to the chin. Naf using Fur in the mix to take the lead.
A tea bag and a cup of tea.
Yeah. It's crazy that Naf, I mean, think about it. Think about the nature of the 2 rounds that Naf just picked up. He couldn't do that twice if he tried. I mean, he just did it twice, but 2 more times. And we just like that, we're meant to switch over and keep this one going. Man, come on.
For MIBR. It was like a couple of rounds just like that. Again, 22. There's still a chance here to bring it to another OT, if not just straight up win. Oh my god, a missed shot could be the end of it. Taco and Fallen go down quick. KNG, who has been so good in their most critical moments, comes through here on this round as well. And he delivers further. They maintain the man advantage, most importantly. But Navi continues his dominance with the spray. 2 more come and become his prey.
Mayern brings it back to the 1v1. He's been alone at B time and time again, and Stu takes him through smoke. A criminal who did just secure 21 rounds, which means 3 overtimes for MIBR or map 1 in the back pocket of Team Liquid off of inexplicable round wins.
Yeah, you know, mentally they can write off these losses. All of this crazy stuff that's just happened, that's so hard to process. They can forget about it. They can do more. Again, they came into this prepared to play Vertigo. It's their map pick, MIBR, 2 rounds down. It's not too much to ask. They have a full buy. They have Mayern, who's been playing better. They have this great A offense that's worked about half of the time. They have an opening kill on this round. That's not answered back just yet.
Stewie looking to act alone, but Taco plays close smoke and he doesn't check his corner. MIBR still capable and competent.
But OS Sloth roaming around with the bomb slowly through the spawn. Mayern, oh, he's got a couple of tech coming up at him. That headshot angle, not very favorable to the M4. Fallen will help out, though, just to calm the nerves a little bit. It was a 5v3. Napfly, though, he gets the flank kill. A, as we see, is wide open. KNG is on the case, but that doesn't mean the round's over anymore. It's
Nafly
not
has
4v2,
options.
it's 3v2.
Nafly either brings this over towards Nitro and they go side by side
Look
to
at
the B
this.
site.
It's the perfect read. Fur is the one to try to take action. Move over towards mid. Leave Fallen alone in the site.
Yep.
This comes down to an op shot or a great flash.
Team Liquid have just sectioned off MIBR's
They don't
players.
even
They
have
go
nades, actually.
oh, and if they boost mid, Fur should be screwed. Nap takes him down, and still, they now have to get that plant in. Fallen, he's not flashed off of the angle. They had no utility to play with. Nitro again in a 1v2.
1v2.
Fifth time's the charm. Jumps back into the post plant, but it's not planted for stairs, not entirely. An awkward angle for him to hold. Fallen's gonna walk right into it. He loses his head, and with map 1 on the line, Liquid are gonna take it.
Oh my god.
22 rounds is what was needed, but Launders, they did it, and they close a valiant, heroic